Did you guys order the new iPhone?
No.
Why?
I wait till like another generation till I get another iPhone. I don't really buy them every year.
I don't either.
Yeah, but I'm saying like...
you're on the odd numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm an even person. I hate odd numbers. So I only do the even number iPhones. Because I feel like they test stuff out with the odds.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
So then I don't do it. Because that's how they do like the little cheap one. You know when they had like the 5C?
Yeah,
cheap.
Oh.
Yeah, they be testing this stuff.
They don't ever have the 12C?
No.
They had the 11C?
No, they test it out on the odd numbers. So I always get the even numbers.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't, iPhone... I don't know.
So when Little Miss Cheeks was there at Apple, I was doing the spatial goggles thing.
Yeah.
It's dope. Like I could see myself purchasing that.
Like right now?
Probably.
I heard it like hurts the hell out of your neck and head and everything like that.
I had it on for like 10, 20 minutes while we did the demo. It's super lit, but like, have any of you guys done it?
Yeah.
Okay. The goggles.
The Vision Pro?
For Apple.
No.
So like there's I don't know if they do it all the same, but like where I was at, they measure your head, then they bring them up, you put them on, and then they walk you through like different steps. So on the 15, because I only had the 14, on the 15, there's like spatial photos that you can take, and it's kind of like a panoramic view. Yeah. And then when you have the goggles on, you can tune out the outside, and then you're in the picture. And if it was like raining in the picture, it's raining in the goggles. Did your people show you that?
Nah, so I had a homie who has it already, so I just chilled in his apartment while we were like fucking with it. Yeah.
So yeah, if you do the photos and then there's like a little knob and you turn it, it would just blur everybody out. And then you're in the photo and like you can only see your hands because it blurs everything else, but you need your hands to like do stuff. So your hands make it bigger and smaller and can go, but you control everything with your eyes.
Oh, shit.
But you zone out, and we were literally like in the mountains. And with the demo, go to Apple. With the demo, there's like this lady on a tightrope who is like walking above all these cliffs. And when you look down, like it feels like, what the fuck? And at the end, they have like dinosaurs. I got to watch Avatar. It was so dope. I was living my best life.
So do you think that would like, at some point, exposure of that too much, would it be?
Hell yeah. That's definitely a Black Mirror episode. I could see somebody like wintertime depression watching movies in the crib and not knowing what day it is real fast.
Damn.
Real fast. Because you're in it. Like they have a movie situation. So like this whole wall was Avatar. And then the floor is all blacked out. And then when the Avatar stuff is like going and they're swimming, you're like swimming. And then the dinosaur comes towards you.
So you think like it'd be better with some gas, like, you know what I mean?
It would be good all around, but I'm saying for like people that suffer with like depression and seasonal depression that already don't want to leave the house and it's cold and it's crappy.
It's bad for them.
If you're already not wanting to do nothing.
That's gonna make
so now you're just stuck in the house and you have this cool headset and you don't gotta fuck with nobody.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I wouldn't leave.
Y'all heard it first. It's the Apple Vision Pro, right?
Yeah.
Apple Vision Pro. You know what I'm saying? Go get that if you want to. If you have seasonal depression or any kind of depression, don't get it. Obviously.
And I think long term for your eyes, because it's definitely a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Or Peripheral. It's a movie. They're like in a trailer and this girl gets paid a bunch of money to like go into this alternate universe. And she does it like through these goggles. So good. But like the longer she's in there, when she reconnects with her body and takes the goggles off, she has like nosebleeds and she has like brain issues. Like it was messing her up way longer.
Third Body Problem?
Huh?
Third Body Problem? You seen that?
Yeah.
Same thing? Or
it was before that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good though.
Welcome to The Bridge, episode 23. It's your boy Kels. Y'all know what time it is. Tyler's not here right now, so I'm hosting. You know what I'm saying? He behind the cameras like back in the day. So we moving it back in the day. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, you got your boy Kels here, and we're gonna kick it over to our sidekick Ashley.
Hey.
And shout out to the new boy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeremy.
What's going on? Nice to meet everybody.
Hey, man. New crew, you know what I'm saying? From back in the day. If you've been here since day one, it's a little change up. But, you know, I'm going to always be here. I'm always rock it. You know what I'm saying? One day I might be gone. Who knows? No, I ain't
that got dark real quick.
Yeah, I ain't
Where you going? Vacation?
Right. I ain't going nowhere for real. But
that's wild.
We got a whole multitude of topics. Well, not really. You already know how it goes. But right now, if you've been paying attention, we just had the first debate between Trump and Kamala, even though they're claiming that they're not going to do another one or however that goes. You know, shit changes every now and then. But we're going to get into it. specifically, and I'm tired of politics personally, but you already know. Until November, we'll probably talk about this every now and then until somebody's chosen. But we have to talk about the topics that are important to not only the world, but also our culture. And even though a lot of us in our culture don't really pay attention to it, we got to kick it to y'all. Because if nobody gonna kick it to y'all, we have to kick it to y'all. So we're going to go into it just in case you didn't watch it. Like I said, Kamala and Trump had their first debate. Might be the first, might be the last. I don't know. But we're going to talk about our takes on it. So my personal take, I'm going to just start off with it. I'm going to do a little run through. Kamala basically, when they first came and introduced each other, she basically ran up to him for the handshake. He seemed like he was a little bit, what y'all think? Like he was backing up a little bit?
He didn't want to shake your hand, but to be formal.
It was definitely like, what are you doing?
Oh, absolutely. Because he went behind the podium really quick.
Yeah, like he was scary. But that's Trump though, in a nutshell, right? Like he just doesn't really, interact with people correctly. And that's another thing about the debate was interaction with Trump when it comes to actually being on the debate. He's kind of very reclusive. And he doesn't really stare at his opponents. He doesn't really look at his opponents or even the camera or even you. He really just looks directly at the moderator, yells at the moderator, doesn't look directly at anybody else.
I disagree. Like, I had turned it off because when I was watching it, it was reminding me of like Zoolander. Like all the faces, like the lips, like it was just, it was like he wanted to be in Vogue. Like it was just facial expressions. And I'm like, this is the political debate. Like what is happening? Yeah, I think he was just like, I'm here for the views.
Yeah, I mean, like I
look
said,
at me.
That's in the nutshell. I feel like he's just trying to fish for a reaction, specifically with the things he said. And we'll get into the things he said specifically. But, on the surface, like I said, I feel like very straightforward. Like she said, a lot of facial expressions. Kamala looking at the camera, looking at the moderators, looking at Trump.
Oh, she was pissed.
Yeah, she was, very, very on go. DA, that's all I seen DA Kamala Harris there on that stage, and she really showed out. Killed it. I mean, night and day from Biden. Like, I mean, I can't blame Biden. Biden's about to be 85. You know what I'm saying? He's damn near pushing 90.
Trump's not that far off, though.
No, he's not. He's not. Which surprisingly, when Trump talks, I'm waiting for him to do like a major stutter like Biden, but he doesn't do it. Yeah, he's still a good speaker, but it's just like the shit he talks about kills that.
He's a good speaker because nothing's prepared.
Yeah, facts.
So it's like, it's all just whatever comes to my mind. So it's easy to seem like it's free flowing if I'm just running with it. And there's nothing that's like, oh yeah, what was I supposed to go over again? Like everything is very impromptu.
Yeah. Masterclass yapper. You know what I'm saying? Like just absolutely on point when it comes to that. What are y'all takes specifically on the entire debate?
So I actually had to look up the Springfield, Ohio thing. So fun fact, I grew up in Ohio and Pennsylvania. Facts, and I went to a high school for like 3 months called Springfield High School. And it was in Springfield, Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the heck? Like I had to Google it. I tried to call my brother because he went to the rival high school. Yeah. So I'm like, is this like at home? Mm-hmm. And he didn't answer. So I was like, whatever. So I Googled it and it's weird. There's 2 places called Springfield, Ohio. So our Springfield is like up by Cleveland and this Springfield is down here because I'm like, it's a very rural white area where I had went to school. Right. And I'm like, there's no Haitians. Right. Like my mom definitely would have told me if it was being overran with Haitians. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what's going on? And then when I Googled it, do you know where that cat and dog comment came from?
It's from, they're saying that. So it was a girl on social media, I think she made a rumor about
Facebook. Yeah. It was a Facebook post.
It was a rumor, yeah.
Oh, wow.
She made a Facebook post like complaining about the Haitians and then just jokingly, in her words, she said she jokingly said it and didn't expect it to get traction. And now she feels terrible because she's like, I was just venting. I was upset and I made the comment and now it's made this national situation. Yeah. And she's like, I genuinely didn't mean it. But
that's crazy.
Where did Trump get this? Yeah. Like, so you were just scrolling on Facebook? Like, is your team really just that dumb? Like, just all of you are not reading? That you just see a Facebook post, you didn't think to fact check it?
Mm-hmm. Right. I saw like maybe a day or 2 after the debate, and I don't know if it was credible or not, but they were basically saying there was one woman, she was from, I believe, Colorado, and she was in Ohio that supposedly ate a cat. I forgot what her name was. And I don't know, again, I don't know if that was just, and I don't know how credible that was, but I seen it like a couple of days after and I was like, well, are they trying to push this narrative to make it seem like he's right? Or you know what I mean?
I think they immediately tried to like fix it and was like, that's not true.
Right.
Like,
and I haven't heard anything other prior to that, you know what I mean? So the fact that people are eating cats and dogs. I firmly don't believe that at all. I think it was just a bunch of BS.
I feel like even if that was true, like if I don't care who's doing it ethnic wise, like it's not a Haitian problem. I think if people are forced to eat cats and dogs because of a lack of food, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
100%.
we should be joking about it like, oh, it's the immigration issues.
Right.
Like I would want a little more empathy on behalf of like,
Yeah.
is it drugs or is it that you're this hungry
Right.
that you're genuinely eating stray animals?
Now they did say somebody in Canton, Ohio, did eat some cats,
Canton is not far from.
but they are from the United States, They're-
Right, and they were saying they were immigrants. So I was like, all these people are homegrown that are supposedly eating these animals.
His
so where are you
wife is
getting-
an immigrant.
Yeah, of
It's so
course.
crazy to me, like how hard they want to go on this immigration situation. When he was married to an illegal immigrant,
Mhm.
she overstayed her visa, and
Yeah.
nobody talks about that.
Nope.
It's almost like the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. All the people were for him, and they were like, you know what? He was proven innocent. We need to stand by our justice system, blah, blah, blah. As soon as he said he wasn't voting for Trump, they were like,
They
put him in
jumped
jail.
on. Yeah, they jumped on.
Put him in jail. He's a killer. He's this. So it's like, is it that we bend the rules when I think that you're doing what I want you to do?
Of
And then the
course.
second that you're
Of course.
not, it's just like, oh, nope, we're done.
But you know, it's the Trump game. That's the campaign that they're running. They're running the panic game. They're running the MAGA game. Just trying to get their constituents on some like conspiracy type level shit.
But it's
Yep.
insanity
Yeah.
because, like, in one breath, you're saying, we don't like immigrants, but you're voting for somebody who the first lady was an immigrant,
Mhm.
to be clear. Then you have, we don't like felons, people go to jail, criminals.
And Trump's a
They
felon.
shouldn't be able to have jobs. Like the rules against felons are crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
And
then you
yet
got a president-elect who's a
we're talking about a debate where somebody is a felon.
Make it
What
make
is it?
sense.
30-something count? 35 counts?
30 plus.
That's crazy to
30
me.
plus.
Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like everything we learned in school is a lie.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a direct. I don't. It's not a consequence, but it's a direct counter to Obama being president for 8 years. How do we combat?
What do you
The
mean it's a
Democrats.
counter? Like, we had a black man, so
So
now we need
how-
a white felon?
So they realize that we can actually elect black presidents, right?
Right.
So now black people, if they decide to go black at any point in time, it seems like they will always go Democrat because they have black candidates compared to Republicans. Even though they can push a Republican black president on the Republican side, they'll never really do it fully. They're not ready for that yet, right? Like who do they have that can represent us that we would actually be like, okay, fuck Democrats, let's go Republican. I don't think they have anybody. So so let's radicalize our actual fan base, right? And push all the radicals. I'm talking about every single one of them. I mean, we already have some radicals already up in office, right? So let's push that completely. I mean, this is what got him the presidency against Hillary. You know what I'm saying? Let's run the radical conspiracy theorist type level rhetoric and let's win, right? I mean, it beat Hillary. You know what beat Hillary? Were the emails. I think the
Yeah.
emails directly killed Hillary.
For sure.
Because she was up. And if I'm not mistaken, she won the popular vote, right?
I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
So she barely
Got
lost because
electoral.
emails killed her credibility from the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? But you still have to battle the black Democrats on that side. You know what I'm saying? You still got to battle and fight against black voters. You was talking about felons. Who are mostly incarcerated in the United States? Black people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
So
no.
I mean, obviously, if you're a felon, you can't vote. You know what I'm saying? And what are they doing? What did they do in the last election? Try to suppress the vote. What are they doing now? Trying to suppress the vote, right? In what? Black communities. So all this is, like I said, is direct. It's a direct stance against what is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's how do they beat that? How do you beat that? They don't have anybody with charisma other than Donald Trump on the Republican side. And because they went all in, put all their cards into Donald Trump, it's crumbling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're panicking.
I feel like the last few years, though, or just elections in general, because I guess more than a few years, we haven't actually, in my opinion, had somebody to be excited about.
No.
Oh, yeah, good.
I think Trump was a wild card, and it made you feel like I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not really that many qualifications to be the president in general. Like there's not. You have to be over a certain age. You have to be a natural born citizen, and that's it. And of good moral value.
So, yeah.
Like, that's it.
Good moral.
Yeah. Because you have to think we're operating off of rules from years ago.
1700s.
Like no cars, no anything. So I feel like the issue isn't necessarily like a who, but it is a who. Because I feel like when you're on social media or you're watching TV and you see like the congressional hearings, there are a lot of like really, really powerfully spoken men and women on both sides, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, there's dumb people on both sides as well. I'm not saying one's more than the other, but I think there's a lot of powerful people, but then we don't see that roll over to presidency.
Right.
And we don't see it roll over to them even trying to run, if that makes sense. So I feel like we had Trump and Hillary, and that was like, ooh. And then we had Trump and Biden. And then it's just kind of like the age was an issue. And then it's like, well, I want Trump in office again because it was stolen from him and we're going to keep this narrative.
Right.
And then Kamala, like, just kind of got thrown into it. And I did notice he kept throwing in her face, like, well, you don't have policies. These are Biden's policies. She wasn't intending to run.
No.
Correct.
Now, maybe next election, but she didn't have time to put anything together. It was kind of just like
She
thrown
was
at
thrown
her.
into that position.
So I think the issue isn't like a who, but it is a who. We need people, new people that we don't need Trump. We don't need anybody over the age of 70.
Right.
I would say 60, but I mean, I don't want to be called ageist. I'm just saying, like, if
I think 70 is a good number.
I think if you're legally supposed to retire, you should not be allowed to run.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
Like, just retire and enjoy your life. But I think we need people that are just young and coherent and actually know what's going on. Because this debate was not a good debate.
and no, it was not.
It was just, I don't like you. You
all,
lied.
all feelings based.
Yeah,
for the
your
most part,
policies are wrong. People come to my rallies. Like, what?
And I think because I looked at Kamala's side, and there's I'm gonna talk about it. I mean, Kamala dodged questions like flat out. Like they were asking her certain things, and she would literally like talk about something else, and it's like you're doing the same thing he's doing. I know why
they all do it.
I know why you're doing it because I mean you have to play his game to beat him at his own game. So I mean I understand that part, but it's just it's sad that you have to go that route. You know what I'm saying? I want to vote for you, but at the same time, it's like I'm voting for you and it feels bad. I don't want to vote for you and it feels bad at the same time.
And that's why I think we've had the last like 2 or 3 elections.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
It hasn't been like oh my gosh, I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Like I remember being in high
worse and
school
worse.
when Obama was running for the first time and I couldn't vote yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how excited everybody was.
Oh yeah, it was yeah.
And I don't mean like I'm not talking just black people, just white people. I mean everybody.
Yeah,
there were Obama trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
There were like I remember like our teachers at school were excited and like used it to teach us about like even because I had some conversations with some of my white teachers. They're like, I'm not voting for Obama, but I do think it's good for you guys to see representation and to see, regardless of which way this goes. This is history. This is a black president. Like the black men need to know that this is possible. The black women need to know this is possible. People need to know that this is possible.
Absolutely.
I feel like it brought everybody together. I will say Trump this go around is bringing everybody together. I've been in a few places in states recently and like I was in LA and this really nice old white lady walked up to me and was like, "Are you voting, young lady?" And was like, we need to get this. And I'm just like, okay. And she brought up this like long paper. She was a yoga teacher, super sweet lady. She brought up her little paper to me and she's like, I have my black playlist to empower all the people in my yoga class because I'm diverse. It was so cute. Like, I know she meant well, but I was just like, okay.
Y'all gotta stop. Just don't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Look, it's we get it. Like, we understand. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It'll come if it comes naturally.
It was so cute. She had to be like almost 80. She's so old.
It's cute. Don't do that.
It is cool. Yeah.
But I was like, bless her heart. Like, they just want you to
forced.
know so bad. Like, I'm voting. Like, and you need to vote. We're all together. It's a little awkward though.
Yeah, no, hell, it's super awkward. Oh my God, that shit makes me feel so uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you forcing it? What are you behind closed doors? Do you say the N-word behind closed doors?
They're like, not this year. I've been doing so good since Kamala. I haven't said it.
Oh my
like, it's
God.
wild.
But yeah,
That is hilarious.
Jeremy, what's your thoughts on the full debate specifically?
Like you said, I think both of them during the debate, they both were deflecting on certain questions and topics. I think my biggest concern is a lot of people are making this more feelings based.
Yeah, hell yeah.
If you're going to vote for a candidate, at least gear towards their policies. Now, when it comes to politics and politicians, I think we all know like most of them are corrupt or, they're going to have their best
There's
interests.
definite bullshit.
There's bullshit in
There's
it.
bullshit.
You know what I mean? But I think it's really dangerous for people to say, oh, well, I'm voting for Kamala because, I just hate Trump, or I'm voting for Trump because I don't want a woman in presidency. You know what I mean? It's a lot of feelings based. Yeah. And, I think we just need to get back to, all right, what are the policies? What's going to help the majority of our economy, Americans? And, just kind of decipher and weigh the options out of that instead of, just getting in your feelings because you don't like what somebody said or, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
I want to know, I wish that they would talk about this because I don't think it's been addressed. And if so, I apologize. I know you guys will correct me. But if Trump is elected, what does that look like? Because at the end of the day, he's a felon.
Correct.
And there's countries. So even if we say like, okay, we're going to delete it all. It doesn't exist. We're going to just wipe it all away. In the US, he's no longer considered a felon. There are still countries he cannot go to.
Yeah.
How does that look when you have to go to Canada? How does that look? How does that look when you have to go speak at the United Nations and other people are, questioning the validity? Mm-hmm. Because I think, again, people are so focused on the emotions. The United States has a 4-year relationship guaranteed with whoever we make president, right?
Correct.
So we're getting married for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is this relationship the best for us?
You're right.
Like, what does this look like? And realistically, like, okay, if we're doing this, how? How does this work?
A lot of people on his side want a war general. They want somebody who's willing to press that button. They want somebody.
And he straight up said, you will never vote again. To me, that's giving you want a dictatorship. Yeah. So you made very clear, because you said this is the last time you guys will ever have to vote.
Yeah,
to me, that's saying you're going to change things so that we can't vote you out. So are we going to become like a London situation? Are you going to be Queen Elizabeth for maybe the 4 years you have left? I mean, he's not that fit.
Right.
So, I mean, realistically, it's not going to be a 10-year reign.
No.
But like, this is also a man who stole money from a charity, his charity, a cancer charity at that. Like, he stole money from the government. He falsified documents, falsified funds. Like, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
And the good businessman, that's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got in trouble with your school. You got in trouble for inequality with housing. You lost your houses. You filed several bankruptcies. And I get moving money around
of course
to like make it look good. But I mean, if you're not paying taxes on the money that you've moved around, breaking more laws. So I'm just like, the reality of this situation is, yes, racist people don't want another Black person in office. And I know she's Indian and Black, but we're focused on the Black thing because that's what everybody's pulling. So you don't want a Black person, and then you don't want a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a corrupt man?
They want either somebody that can give them more money or somebody that keep the Blacks out. You know what I'm saying? Like, facts. I mean, Make America Great Again means, to their eyes, the 1930s, 1800s, you know what I'm saying? The ideology where the white man could live easily. And that's what they want. They don't care. You got to realize they don't care about nobody else but them and the shit that they can get. While us, we try to attempt to put everybody into our ideology. But that particular base don't care about everyone else but them. You know what I'm saying? And they believe that Trump will be, and I can't blame them because it seems like Trump will be the best for them. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
but we've had 4 years of his presidency already, so people would kind of say, oh, well, we would know kind of what to expect from him versus... But
they don't know because a lot of this fallout is Trump's fallout, and people don't understand
They don't realize that, yeah.
I don't think the majority of his demographic, I don't think they read.
No.
And I don't mean that in like a they can't. I mean that in terms of they're listening and regurgitating what they hear. Side note for all you Trump supporters out there, I want you guys to look at your MAGA hat and see where it's made because 90% of them are made in China. And I think that's the funniest
90% is crazy. Like
90%
that's
of the
wild.
hats are
That's
made in
insane.
China.
I wonder if they have some shit like the market people be like, hey bro, where's your hat from? Mine is from USA. Like, if this is from USA, does it mean it's like a rare hat? Like, you know what I'm saying? They probably,
I mean,
like
it's
some
10%.
Nike, like some
It's a
Nikes, like they flexing. Yeah, my shit from USA.
Right, it's a collector's edition.
Yeah,
Like, I got the limited. My friend John made this for me
you
down
know
the
what I'm
street.
saying? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I got this from the White House. It can't, like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, shout out to you if it is made in America, but 90% of them are made
If
in
y'all
China.
got the golden Trump shoes, see if they from America, they probably not though. That
Yeah,
should be
tag
crazy.
me. Tag me. I want to see them.
That should be crazy. Yeah.
Did you guys see the Taylor Swift
Endorsement.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
heard
coming.
it. Yeah, I
That was
heard about
But
that.
let me tell y'all the crazy shit about that is
Tell me.
I didn't know that Brittany Mahomes was a MAGA head, yo. That's crazy to me. Like
That
Patrick
woman
Mahomes'
hates
wife?
black people.
I
like,
didn't, but her
I'm
husband,
convinced.
Right, and
her husband is, you know what I'm
like,
saying?
married?
She got on a platform and said that her black husband's favorite food was fried chicken.
Oh,
and when he
watermelon.
looked at
She
her,
was making a
she
joke.
said
Yeah, I did hear
watermelon.
about
Like,
that.
girl,
Yeah.
no ma'am.
Yeah, don't do that.
And he just sat there.
That's
Like,
insulting.
it's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Blink twice.
Come on, Patrick.
For real. Like right now, bro.
Give us
Like,
a
you know what I'm
signal,
saying?
bro.
Ring the bell, bro. Like what is
Blink twice. Like, that's crazy to me. And I think he said, like, Chinese food or something. Like, he was like, what are you even talking about?
Right. You have no idea who he is. It sounds like.
And the laugh, like, she's diabolical. But what did you guys see after Taylor endorsed Trump? Did you guys see anything?
It was two things. Because I'm very, I'm black, so I look a lot of black blogs and shit like that. They're like, oh, she's a part of the barbecue now. you know how they do.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that stuff.
Yeah. I seen that. Obviously, the other side is like, oh, we don't like Taylor Swift anyway, type shit. And then,
What was scary to me was what did you see?
So I heard, and I think we discussed it prior, that she had lost like a whole bunch of endorsements or deals because she went publicly
She's a billionaire.
supported Kamala.
Oh, she's
She's a
a
billionaire, so none of
With
that
a B.
really
She's okay.
mattered that
Her
much.
cat is richer than
no, for real.
the majority of
Her cat
it.
Right.
eating.
Yeah, no, for sure. Other than that, I haven't heard too much as far as like what happened to her. Or if she got any backlash.
The amount of white men and women saying this is why women should not be able to
That's
vote
crazy.
was appalling
That's
to me.
crazy.
Appalling to me. Like, to say we love America because we have freedom of speech and I can sit here and I can say I hate you and I hate this and
Yep.
I love this, I love that, but I can't speak out and say this is who I'm voting for is crazy to me because I think that negates everything that these Trump supporters stand for. If you love Trump because he can openly cuss at people, call women just any slurs that he wants to, say whatever he wants, literally say grab them by their lady parts and that's cute and acceptable, when you should be in jail. Like, you're a predator. You can't just walk around doing that.
that's-
Male or female. That's wild.
Right.
But to then say this is why women should not have rights to vote.
Yeah, that's absurd. That's really absurd.
What?
Yeah,
I was
that's
very
absurd.
perplexed. I'm not a big Taylor fan. Like,
Yeah.
I liked her in the early 2000s when she had her like cute little long hair, playing her guitar, super cute. I'm just not a fan. Like, she just doesn't do it for me. But I don't like her any less or any more
Right.
because of who she's
Endorsement,
voting
yeah.
for. And I damn sure wasn't thinking that, like, oh, she shouldn't have the right to vote.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
No. I mean, once again, they're trying to. They don't care about nobody else but themselves. You know what I
It's
mean?
so extreme.
No, it's highly extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, to say that women shouldn't have a right to vote. I seen a tweet. Myron from Fit and Fresh was saying that he's playing a game. He's playing the money game. But they don't realize how dangerous this shit is in the long run, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They, when you throw it out into the internet and you just be like, oh, I'm just saying shit, but don't realize the consequences, or you do realize the consequences, but you're trying to gain enough money to remove yourself from the consequences, and that's really what most people do anyway.
It doesn't matter how much money you have. At the end of the day, if you live in the US, this is your problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
for
yeah.
sure.
Like, yeah, you pay less taxes if you're in that tax bracket, and that's great. But if you have a daughter and people are talking about getting rid of women's rights to vote, like Trump said, people can get abortions at 8 9 months.
9 months.
Wow.
Where?
Wow.
Where?
No, that
Where? That is a child. At that point, that's you. Like, that's not an abortion. That's
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely
I'm not gonna
murder.
lie. Like, I'm so like desensitized by the shit he has said. I don't even react to that shit anymore. I was
No, for
I was out
sure.
here fucking laughing.
But it's scary
It's
because people
terrifying
think
shit.
it's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, it's
like,
terrifying.
And when you have a big backing and a big following, and people just feed into that
I've
narrative,
seen
it can get
women,
very,
I've
very
seen
dangerous.
white women, I've seen Hispanic women sit. Those are the only women that I saw based on what I was looking at. So don't come for me. But they said that we should not have rights over our bodies. To be a woman that has potentially had children and you know how it works,
Mhm.
and to say that you should not be able to have a say
Yeah,
is crazy to me.
That's crazy.
So if you get raped, you just have to have this child. If your child has disabilities and it's not going to have a good quality life, you have to have this child. Because those same people that sit out there and condemn these women for having an abortion are the same women that when they have the baby, they're not there to help. So then when this child doesn't have diapers, when this child is abused, when it's not cared for, then it's like, oh, you're a bad mom. There's so many options available to you and you didn't do it. You're a bad person. But I told you I didn't want it.
Right.
Like, it's crazy to me.
No, you're right, because I don't really see a lot of black women coming out claiming that they're cool with that kind of rhetoric.
No.
And I think if I ever did, you could tell there's some type of pain there that's like beyond any kind. You know, it's not like they were brought up on that. It's like you went through something to believe that. You know what I mean? While the other races, I can't really call what they got going on when they say this kind of shit. But I don't know, man. Like I said, once again, I'm just so desensitized. Ever since he got in the office and I first heard him and he won, I realized that this is what America wants. This is what the real America wants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I have to get ready mentally to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And figure out, okay, if he does get elected again, I got to be ready for that. So now it's like I think the world has done that too, right?
As a woman, I'm terrified.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I'm
I would believe it.
terrified. Like, terrified.
Yeah. So do you think he would really go through all that shit? Like, because obviously I think some of the policies he did come up with didn't.
100%. If Trump gets elected, I 100% believe that he's going to make himself a dictator.
Okay.
And I think with that being said, I mean, he slowly has showed that that's what he wants to do. He said he was going to give himself the power to hire and fire accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning he's going to bring any and everybody that he wants on, whether they're qualified or not. And I mean, we've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a guess. He said it out of his mouth. And if you don't want to believe it, look at when he was in office. His children are not qualified for anything.
Right.
His daughter couldn't even run her clothing line that was in, Kohl's or Walmart? Where was it?
She had a clothing line?
Yeah.
Oh.
And a purse line and wallets. Her wallets are cute. They were at TJ Maxx. But
Yeah, I know he had a cool line.
she couldn't even run that properly.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you put her to run certain places of the government. Her, his son-in-law. His son-in-law has there's a documentary about the unfair housing practices that his son-in-law created.
He ran housing?
He has real estate.
Oh, okay.
Real estate.
So he specifically would rent out to people in Section 8 housing who the majority were white, and they were talking about their terrible living conditions. It's a whole documentary. Like, none of this is made up by me. Don't come for me in the comments. Go look at it. Watch it yourself. I didn't do it.
Jared Kushner, let me find out you a slumlord.
Slumlord.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me
Slumlord.
find
That's
out.
crazy.
These people didn't have water. These people didn't have heat.
Damn.
They were in like the worst, and they're up north. Like, I'm from Pennsylvania and Ohio. That's not a thing that you can live without in the wintertime.
Oh yeah, goodness.
Like, you need heat. You need water. I mean, that's just basic living. So, I mean, he showed us that he's about that life. So
It's crazy because he had no political background even when he got into the presidency.
No.
He was just all like business. So I guess people would think, oh, well, since he's a
failed businesses.
businessman, right?
Failed businesses.
Failed businesses, and they were like, oh, well, since he's ran businesses and been on the apprentice shows and stuff, I guess they felt he was qualified.
He's
but it's
a
insane.
reality television
Oh, yeah,
star at the
absolutely.
end of the day.
For sure.
Do we want Snooki running the country?
But look, it would be interesting to see. And I think that's the thing. When he got in,
No shade, Snooki. I love you, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
we're thinking like early 2000s.
Yeah.
You were a little bit of a mess.
the majority of
so-
people wanted to see what it would look like. What if Trump was president? What would happen, right?
But we saw it.
We saw it. And,
We saw it. We came. We saw it next. Like, what is our infatuation with being in a toxic relationship?
It's interesting. It's interesting. It can be fun. It can be really fun at times.
And then we're randomly like, oh, $1 trillion is missing. Why didn't you guys lose my student loans? Like,
Right.
we're losing the wrong stuff. Like, it's just, it's
seriously.
wild. I hope that we don't have another election like this where it's the best of a worst. Not knocking Kamala. I don't feel like she has been given
enough time. honestly.
Yeah,
she
like-
had no campaign, and like you said, she didn't have enough time to come up and create
She
policies.
saved the day.
And,
Honestly,
Yeah,
like
she did. Yeah, swooped in.
she
some
caught a quick
Batman
interception
shit.
and just is
Yeah.
trying to run as fast as she
Pick
can with
six, yeah.
everybody on her ass.
No, for
That's
real.
all she can
That's
do.
crazy.
That's all
honestly.
she can do.
And she pulls this shit off. It's just one of
Which,
the
I mean, it looks like she's going to
she
win.
pulls this shit off.
so,
bro.
do y'all think America is, and this is no shade to women or a misogynistic comment, but do y'all think America is really ready for a female president?
Yes, because I feel like Margaret Thatcher, when she was prime minister of the UK, I think she's considered one of like their best prime ministers. I don't have a. So that's the thing, right? Like I don't. My mother. I look at women that I followed growing up. You know what I'm saying? Leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like have led men, and I've seen them lead men in a certain way. There's no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like there are women that can actually lead the country. That can actually lead the world to a better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ideology. I think, I don't know. When it comes to mental shit, I don't really believe that we're too far apart. You know what I'm saying? It might be in terms of how we were both brought up,
Right.
but women can be, you know what I'm saying? They can really become that leader that we need in times, you know what I'm saying? At certain times. So I've never seen that. I've seen
understand
powerful leading women lead shit the right way and do shit the right way.
And I've heard people just out and about saying that, if we did, let's say, have a female president, that, other countries wouldn't, quote unquote, take us seriously, or, they would
And
kind
I
of
would
push
love
that
to
button
know.
to kind of see.
I would love to know, because I think that's a stupid question.
I
think
agree.
it's a very stupid question. I hate that it's being asked.
Mhm.
Like, we're not asking her to lift 200 pounds and
Right.
run 10 miles
Yeah.
while holding 200 pounds. Not
Yeah.
to say that there's not a woman out there that can do it, but I do genuinely believe there are fundamental differences between men and women. That's just the reality.
Right.
But to play devil's advocate, according to our country and where we stand right now, you can identify with whatever you want to.
Yep.
So if you want to be a fucking bird, you can be a bird. If you want to be a worm, you can be a worm. If you want to have a service animal that's a peacock, you can do that.
Can you do that? I don't know if you can do that.
Somebody
though.
tried to get on the plane with a service animal that was a
You
peacock.
lie, yo.
I swear on my life, Google it.
Serious?
Like, we live in a fever dream right now.
Yeah, this is
So I
Matrix.
think as a country, we have taken out that, because technically, and I've seen men doing it more than women, men want to play women's sports. And they are,
Oh, yeah,
because
they've been
now they're
dominating, yeah.
identifying.
No.
I have not seen any women identify as a
Right.
man and go play a man's sport. I've not seen it. I've seen a lot of men coming on over to play women's sports.
The dominator.
So
yeah.
I don't think it's fair to bring that up anymore, because
Right.
technically you can identify with whatever. So if that's all it takes to make me a man and I'm equal because I'm going based off of what these people are saying. They're saying all it takes for me to identify as a man is for me to say I identify as a man.
Right.
They don't have a definition for what a man is. They don't have a definition for what a woman is. It's a feeling. So if we're saying it's just a feeling, your gender needs to be taken out of the equation. I also think people that are saying things like, oh, if we have a woman running the country, we're going to be laughed at. When's the last time you left the country? Because there are several countries that
leaders.
are ran by women.
Yeah.
And guess what? Everybody's alive.
Yeah.
Everybody's okay. There are no issues. Some of them are some of the safest countries out there.
Mhm.
And America has never been one of the safest countries and has always been ran by men. So my question would be, for a country that's always been at war, always had issues, we've always had the same problems fundamentally. There's a class issue. There's a poverty issue. There's a hunger issue. There's a disproportionate issue with housing, with food, with everything. The country has been a shit show for years.
Mhm.
And guess what the common denominator is? If we're going based on who's in charge,
You talking about me?
it's always been ran by a man.
Shake it up.
So I'm just saying, like, if that's what we're going to go with, I'm gonna need something better. Because if we're going on history, doesn't matter who was in charge. It's always been bullshit. Yeah. 9/11 happened under a man's watch. Mm-hmm. COVID happened under a man's watch. Everything that has ever happened since the country's inception has happened under a man's watch. So, who's to say?
It's one of those things like,
and I'm not saying, because somebody's going to hear this, sorry, and run and come to my comments. I don't, because I don't care. Do not. I'm not saying men are bad. All I'm saying is if that's what we're going based off of, I don't think that that's valid.
No, we can't.
I just want to give that disclaimer.
I think COVID would have happened whether man or female in office. I'm saying.
The things that happen in this country, like when, let's say Kamala wins. If there's a hurricane, it's going to be all her fault. No matter what happens, it's going to be the same with Obama. Right. Because you're black and because we didn't want you here, every issue is going to be magnified. It's going to be the worst. And I hope Mother Nature, I hope we don't have one damn hurricane. I hope it's the first time everything is just calm. There's no issues. Because I guarantee they're going to be like, oh my God, this is the worst winter. She gets elected in January. January winter always sucks. This is the coldest winter we've ever had in the world. In the entire world. This is the worst summer. It's the hottest heat wave ever. Every issue the rain, it's the most rain. Everything is just going to be terrible. Mm-hmm. So I think whether a woman wins or not, it's always going to be bullshit surrounding it.
She's definitely going to get a lot of flack because she's a woman.
Yeah, everything's going to be her fault.
But we got to get ready for that. She'll be the first. Yeah. The absolute first.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? She's the first vice president. She was getting shit. They said she ain't do nothing. And I would ask people, what the fuck did you think the vice president did when they got in office? Like,
hello.
I think, and then we're gonna talk about that, the shit that people say, about certain candidates that's like, the wildest shit. The wildest shit. So I'm gonna start with that. Every person, when it came to Kamala, she never did anything. Okay, what did Biden do when Obama was in office? Do y'all remember? They never remember. You know what I'm saying? What did Cheney do?
What does anybody do?
And this is an easy one. What did Cheney do? Cheney did damn near everything. They didn't even know this shit, though. They thought it was Bush. Cheney did all that shit. Cheney was the top nigga when Bush was in office, and y'all didn't even know that shit, which is crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about Kamala, it depends on the president. If the president gives her power to do shit, she can do shit. Biden didn't do that with Kamala. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's also what you look for. Yeah. Because you find what you want to see.
Exactly.
So if you want it to be like, I never, ever, ever have seen anything that Kamala did, but I also didn't Google anything, and I'm going based off the first Instagram post that I see that says she did this, she did this, she did this, and then that's all I'm sticking with. It genuinely boils down to what are you looking for? Right. What's the craziest thing you heard?
With
regard to the election, I heard like the standard, I'm not voting for a woman because they're too emotional, which to me is wild. I think men are more emotional than women when it comes to like pride. And I think being the president, you want to feel like I'm that guy. Yeah. So if somebody disrespects you, it's definitely like, who are you talking to? And then they get very like, look at Trump. Him and Putin used to be like this. Yeah, I want to know what happened because he's like, lock him up, throw away the key, I'm done.
Yeah, now he's endorsing Kamala.
Same with, his name is escaping me. The governor of Florida, Trump's old best friend.
DeSantis.
Yeah, now they're not cool anymore. And now it's like, I hate DeSantis. You guys were best friends. Yeah. Like pride, male ego and male pride is what I would be concerned about more than a woman's emotions.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. But I think the craziest thing I've heard, someone on my Facebook, I guess because at the DNC, she had Megan Thee Stallion perform and all that. And they were like, oh, well, Kamala has my vote because her DNC was lit. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, I can understand you enjoyed the DNC and all that other stuff, but did you listen to any of it? Did you listen to her policies, or were you just basically going by a vibe? And I think the younger crowd.
I'm voting for Trump because he got shot at. I'm voting for Trump because he's ignorant. A felon.
Yeah,
like, people are wild.
Yeah, it's ignorant. That's my whole point. Like, it's all feelings based. It's all vibes. And I think that's kind of what they're pushing. Like, oh, well, who do you more resonate with as far as like, who makes you feel better instead of what can they actually do, not only for yourself, but their people surrounding you.
But I think that goes to show, like, as people, whether you're male or female, we're all emotional in a sense.
Oh, 100%.
Of like,
absolutely.
the way these people are going hard for Trump and have never met him. And it's just like, I love him because he says whatever he wants to say. Like, that's an emotion.
Yeah.
That's not a fact. Like, the fact he can't control himself and have decorum, I think.
They be saying he tell it like it is. So it's like, I don't know, and I got a question for y'all as well. Would y'all rather have, let's say you have a boss and they do the same shit, like they cool, they cool, everything's cool, like they do the exact same shit. One is openly racist and tells other people that they don't fuck with black people, and you're black. One is racist, closet racist, but he don't tell other people that he don't like black people. He just, in his mind, like in his head, you know what I'm saying, he just be like on some, what would y'all rather have in real life?
I'd rather have somebody be upfront and honest with
Yeah,
you.
tell me
To
what
be
it
honest
is.
with you, because I feel like if you have a hidden narrative or if you play this, oh, I'm not racist
But I'm saying
agenda.
like, but they don't, like it doesn't affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like what I mean is like you do your job, he'll promote you. Shit like that. Like
Yeah.
they really,
For me, I don't care how you feel, but you will respect me.
mhm.
Yeah.
So
Facts. I agree with that.
you can do whatever your little heart desires. But at the end of the day, you will respect me. You won't be calling me no racist slurs because you
Yeah.
identify as a racist,
Right.
because I will identify with beat your ass. Because what are we doing here? Like,
yeah, no.
you feel
I
me?
can agree
Like,
with that. Yeah.
So
as long as you're being respectful, like you're saying, it's not going to affect my work. But if you're like, get in here, you little coon, your assignments due. No, like,
Yeah.
what do we mean openly racist?
Right.
So I mean,
Because we're not doing that.
but he's doing it. So.
Yeah, that's not going to work for me. When I say
Yeah.
openly racist, I mean in the sense of like, we know that you don't mess with black people, but you're not going to say that to me.
Okay, and that's how I was
That's-
kind of
that's
looking
how
at
I
it.
interpret
Yeah, that's
it.
how I was looking
Yeah,
at
you
that.
over
Like,
here-
you're gonna know. Like,
No,
you're gonna know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you're
Yeah,
calling
not
me
me.
the
You're gonna
N-word
know.
or a coon, I'm not okay with. But
You
if
know
if
what?
it's-
I
you
would
don't fuck with you.
actually, I would be cool with it
And
for
his,
a
and
good
his
month.
homie and his homies is cool with that shit too.
Listen, I would be cool with it for
But
a
you'll
month
get
because then
promoted.
I'm
Like you do your
suing
job, you
you.
get promoted. He'll promote
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
He'll do it the right way
No.
compared to the closet one who's. But he don't tell nobody. Nobody knows for real. But he's low key. Like he really don't fuck with your people. But
I don't know. Again, like I'm more of a straightforward person. I'd rather be open and direct. Now, again, there are different circumstances. Like you said, if you're calling me the N-word and all this other stuff, yeah, I'm definitely not
But he's
cool
your-
with that.
and
But
he's
if you
your
tell
boss.
me like, hey, you know what? I don't like black people. But again, like you said, if that's not going to affect me getting promoted
Exactly.
or anything like that, all right, cool. You don't like me. I'd rather know that than pretending to or thinking that you like me and genuinely you don't.
But we've all experienced that because think about
We
like
have, yeah.
growing
Oh,
up,
yeah.
your friends' parents who like at least where I grew up, I had a diverse group of friends, but like I would hear their parents say like little shady shit like, oh, I don't care if my kid's friends with black people, but they can't bring them home.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's racist.
Oh, of course.
Like that's
you
racist.
had teachers growing up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, don't like your people. They might fuck with you though. You do your work. Oh yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
His parents though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reason I say that is because I'd rather have somebody closeted and not influencing others about the racism and thinking that shit's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. You can have an open person. That's cool. That's whatever. But they're both, like I said, they're both treating me like I'm supposed to be treated.
Right.
But one is actively influencing others to have the same mindset as him.
I
Compared
don't
to
think
one
you're
kid-
actively influencing anybody. I think you're bringing out people's true colors because when people feel comfortable, that's what they do. Like there's a big thing in America where, and it's probably other countries, but we see it a lot here with the KKK and the Nazi stuff. Now, the Nazi stuff is like people who collect Nazi memorabilia and they'll dress up like Nazis and they'll do it. Those people are forced into hiding. They're not openly practicing. Now, the KKK gets to have the GBI and black officers stand there and protect them. And my thing is, why? Why do I, as a black officer, have to come over here and protect somebody in a sheet?
That's crazy.
In a sheet that, you know, this is their beliefs and I can believe it, but I'm covering my face.
Mhm.
If you believe it, stand on
Right.
it. I want you to do it and be open.
Facts.
Be open. If nothing's
that.
wrong with it,
Own it.
don't hide it.
Own that shit.
If you're so proud, stand 10 toes. And that's why I'm saying be open, but
Yeah.
you will respect me.
Absolutely.
Because you
Agreed.
can have as many opinions as you want. You can say whatever you want. But my name is Ashley.
Right.
And that's how you will talk to me when you need something done. But you can have whatever personal beliefs you have.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I like the openness because I think a lot of people thought racism was over.
Mhm.
A lot of white people thought we were just making shit up. What do you mean, Ash? You can't wear your curly hair. What I said. Like, I used to straighten my hair for
Crazy.
all the job interviews.
That's crazy.
And then show up as soon as I'm hired. After that week, oh yeah, what's
Curly.
up? Curly. They're like, oh, what happened
Switch
here?
it real quick.
What happened here?
My
Miss
natural
Cougar?
hair, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
I'm black. What you think happened? So no, I like it because people need to know this is an active issue.
Yes.
No,
This,
yeah, it's
this
always-
is an
yeah.
active current problem in 2024.
And to think
People-
it's completely over is insane.
People are still judged based on the
Insane.
color of their skin, and that's just a reality.
Of course.
So the more we have it out and the more people see it, the more that it's like, okay, I see why y'all are mad.
No, absolutely. I mean, like I said, my whole mindset is I feel like people are on the fence. Black people too. You know what I'm saying? Our black people who come here might have a certain perception of white people that, you know, that might be influenced by, oh, my homies don't like white people, so maybe I think it's okay to laugh about this particular thing with white people. And that's, you know, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like, people get influenced to believe something that they think is okay because of their peers.
Right.
And so that's why I say if I have a boss that's going around the office openly telling people you don't like black people, knowing I work here, however he treats me correct, that's still not okay. It's like,
But we are adults. Like, everything that you said is very valid and true. But at the end of the day, we are all adults.
not everybody. And you know what I'm talking about. Mentally, people are.
But what I'm
very,
saying is,
very
you can be
childish.
exposed to things,
Mhm.
but it is your job to say, like, is this right or not?
right.
Because, like, I argue. I will
Mhm.
argue you down.
hmm
I will never think to call anyone a racial slur.
hmm
I would never think to be like, you dark skin this, you light skin this, you white this. Like, that's just not something that comes to my mind.
Mhm.
If that's what comes first to you, you're racist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
true,
bottom
very
line.
much.
But you look at the people, the amount of people who are voting for Trump. I mean, understand the rhetoric. Y'all heard the rhetoric. It should be a no-brainer. We cannot have this person in office. You are openly supporting racist
Because
rhetoric
those people are openly
every
racist.
single day.
Those people are openly
But this is
racist.
it's a close race. It's too close of a race. You know what I'm saying?
But that just goes to show the issue that we have. Because,
Yeah.
like you're saying, those people are influenced. That's who those people are. You cannot sit in an office and influence
So-
me to call anybody a racial slur.
So I
because
think-
that's not in me.
I think those that were so. I think if it was the people that, I think if it's the people that's who they are, it would be more like he would have more like a third party number. You know what I'm saying? If it was people, if it was the people that really believe that, I think the majority, well, not the majority, but the people who put it to a close race are the ones that were influenced by what he's saying.
I don't think
and
so. You
go
cannot
with it.
influence somebody to be racist. You cannot influence a woman to say that women should not have rights over their body. You cannot influence a Hispanic person who, you know, maybe they were born in this country, maybe they weren't. You cannot influence that person to then say, I don't mess with my people because they're jumping the border. These are people that fundamentally have self-hate or just hate other people. And that's what it boils down
These are
to. I
immature
don't think
people. You can
I don't
influence
think they're
anybody
immature. I think that's just their belief system.
because they were influenced by it. Because you can't
don't
really
think it's-
turn a
I
person's
think-
mentality unless, you know what I'm saying, if you get it from the core. So for
But
example,
that's who they are, is what I'm saying.
I don't think that's who they are. They were from the core. They were influenced at
So
an early
you-
age to believe that.
Okay. So I have a child.
Mhm.
My child would be taught inclusivity.
Mhm.
Like, if you don't like somebody just because you don't like them, that's cool, but why? You can't say you don't like them
Yeah.
because they're skin. You can't say you don't like them. Like, you don't like the way they speak to you. You don't like them because they're cuter than you. You don't like them because they're taller than you. All of that's fine. Not liking somebody because they're darker. Kids don't even think like that.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Facts.
So when I'm saying that's in them at 30 years old, it's not in me because that's not who I am. At 30, if you are speaking like this, that is in you because that's how you were raised, that's how you were brought up,
Mhm.
and that's what you believe. I don't think that at 25 you were influenced to be racist. I believe that the majority of racist people have had a bad encounter with someone. Whether they got robbed by somebody black, whether Mexicans stole their man, whatever
Yeah,
happened,
So you don't think
something
so that
happened.
that can't influence you to become racist though?
But that's not the boss sitting at work saying "fuck black people." Is
But
what I'm saying.
it might be the dude who was in the office who got robbed last week, and he was like, "I'm
But
on the fence
that's
with these
in
niggas,"
you.
and then this boss is telling you, "Yeah, this is why you should hate them niggas."
But that's in you. Trump did not get on stage and say "fuck black people," and then you said yes. Something happened to you for you personally to feel that way. That's in you, and then he verbalized it, and then you followed along. But that was always in you.
so
is
I'm
what I'm saying.
asking, where did that feeling come from anyway? Like, how did that even happen?
More than likely an encounter. More than likely you had a bad encounter. with somebody, and then you took it and you
And that's
ran
why
with
I feel
it.
like you were on the fence from then. So right there, you didn't have no problem with black people at all. You might have watched a lot of this media shit. You might have thought they was all thugs and shit, but you didn't really have a problem until that encounter. I feel like a lot of white people are really on the fence anyway because they don't even live in black communities. They don't even know a lot of black communities, so they're already on the fence off the rip. Republican, Democrat, whatever.
But I think if you have no life experience that forced, like if you don't have a traumatic experience with somebody, and that's relayed you over to feel that way, and you just were easily swayed, again, I think that was in you.
I don't think it's just you don't have any exposure with the black community. All you have is what you see on television.
But something in you, because I travel a lot and I meet people. I meet white people that have never encountered black people or black Americans. Not to say that I'm the token person, because obviously I'm biracial. But the conversations are never, oh, well, you're black. Do you do this? It's more like when we talk and have conversations, then they'll ask questions. Or they'll be like, oh, like, why when I talk to American women, do they always have to say black and woman? Like, I can see that. And then because they don't understand, we're not granted the same opportunities, but they weren't easily swayed. And I mean, they'll make some comments about like how they think that we act and stuff. But again, they are being adult enough to seek out on their own. Mm-hmm. Yes, I saw this, but now I'm meeting somebody and I feel like we can have an open conversation. So are these things true? Mm-hmm. Not just running with it. Those people that have trauma don't want to do that, because it was in them to say they did this because they were black. So now I'm running with it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it depends, right? Because like I said, it just depends on where you're coming from, how you see shit. In my eyes, every time I encounter white people, this is not every white person. You know, you grow up affluent, you have a good amount of money, you've never been around black people. And then you get to go to their house. And then it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, you get the regular, how do you like your eggs? How you like your shit? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, yeah, I listen to Tupac every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Or, you feel me? And, you know, you wonder, okay, this is not how black people interact with white people, but okay, you know what I'm saying? I guess you're trying to make conversation. So I look at it like I said, I feel like a lot of them are just, they're not racist. It's just they don't know how to be around black people in general. So they might have had encounters, or they might go about, you know, go around what they see on television. I think they know inherently that all black people are not like this. But, you know, you have a guy who aligns with their view in terms of getting money and making sure that their life is great because their great-grandfather had like an amazing company like years ago, and that was fucked up and they have to work every day. But this guy is promising us that time right now, you know what I'm saying? And I don't deal with black people anyway, so maybe I'll go with him anyway. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll go with him and his rhetoric, and then maybe he will give us a better life. I see black people on TV and they don't really do anything for me anyway, so who cares? You know what I'm saying? But this is the world we live in today. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to say. You know, it doesn't really matter what kind of boss you have. I always say, regardless, just get your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really escape this shit right now. Racism will never leave. It just won't. As long as we don't interact with each other, you know what I'm saying, integrate in a way, it'll never happen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, debate talks. Y'all got anything else about the debate y'all would like to talk about?
I'm just so ready for this to be over.
Yeah, no,
like,
seriously.
It's so exhausting. Mentally,
really
physically,
exhausting.
like, it's just very exhausting.
I think we're screwed either way who we get in there. But again, just base it off policies, man. Just get out your feelings for everybody. I think that's my biggest advice. Like, again, and like you said, like humans, we are emotional, and it's kind of hard to do that, especially when people say stuff that's completely left or off the rails or just doesn't make sense. But again, at the end of the day, whichever candidate you feel has the best policies that affect you and just the economy in general, just basically go off of that.
I hope,
for the most part.
I hope Kamala wins. But if not, I do hope if Trump wins that we are able to do a really big felony reform.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a really good positive to come out of it. No, seriously, like if you are able to run the country as a felon, that should open several doors.
Do you really think that's gonna happen? Like,
I said, I hope.
You hope?
I hope that someone will then be able to contest it, and at least for jobs.
It'll be a felony reform for the president.
But that would be my hope.
If you're president,
my hope would be that, you know, they can have access to apply for better jobs get help with certain things and just get some of their rights back. If we're going based off of the Trump rhetoric of he did the crime, did the time, even though he did no time. But if that's what we're going based off of, then I would hope that we could change some of those things.
Now, when you say like
felons.
felony reform, does it matter like the extent of the felony? So like, there are people in jail with felony charges for marijuana versus, somebody in jail for murdering somebody. I mean, yeah, I get it. Those are kind of like extremes, but
they're very extreme. But I think, to be fair, a felony is a felony. And Trump has over 30 of them.
Right.
So I think maybe start with his and then work on lesser felonies.
I got you.
But I would hope that it trickles down to give everybody an opportunity.
Man, politics. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I should have took 2 energy drinks. But look, we're going to go towards, Ashley done said it. You know what I mean? Little pivot. You know what I'm saying? Little relationship talk.
I have a really good one.
Some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Next week, no politics. I promise y'all. Y'all get a little break. Y'all get a little break until probably the election. You know what I'm saying? But for now.
Yes.
Touchy subject for a lot of people.
So this is a good one. So I've been dating. This is not me. It said, so I've been dating my man for 2.5 years now, and we have sex very frequently. However, he still sees the need to watch porn several times a week and masturbate, as well as... What? Why are you guys laughing?
No, keep going.
As well as like other females' pictures on social media. I'm assuming she means like the little oiled up girls that just be booty naked on the internet.
He be liking them?
Yeah, that's what she said. She said, I don't mind it, but it does make me feel insecure because we have sex at least 4 to 5 times a week. Do you think that this is okay in a relationship?
How many times?
4 to 5.
So
hey, you a freak, boy.
So they have sex 4 to 5 times a week, and she said he watches porno how often?
She didn't say how often. She said he still frequently watches it. So he's frequently watching porn, frequently masturbating, having sex 4 to 5 days a week. So,
freak, boy.
And I guess it depends on what she thinks as like frequently, because maybe some people may think once or twice a week is frequent, or if he's doing it.
So let's start with the porn. Do you think watching porn in a relationship is acceptable? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the people in the relationship. I wouldn't necessarily think it's a bad thing.
Yes or no?
Do I think it's acceptable?
Yes or no?
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay,
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
So it's cool to watch porn. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all.
Okay, so do you think that the frequency that they're having sex is enough? 4 to 5
that's
times
thing, right? 4 to 5 times, you don't need no porn. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, right. And that's would be my whole thing about it. If you having sex that often, unless you just have an uncontrollable...
You busting nuts 5 times a week, bro? Like,
yeah, you have an uncontrollable urge at that point. Facts.
And then do you think it's acceptable to like... So my friends and I have this conversation all the time because crazy. I don't think you guys get the same experience we do.
We don't.
So, Instagram is messy. So it shows you like who follows this person. Yeah. These naked women pop up on Instagram often when they have just completely oiled up and then they're like stretching in a thong. Yeah. Like what's happening here? And then I see my male friends who follow these girls. And I'm just like, y'all are wild. Like it's very embarrassing. Like if I saw my man's name up there and all she's posting is oiled up booty, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way. So I'm wondering, like, do you think, because on the other side, like, do you guys remember when the game used to post all those sketchy photos with like the print? You know what I'm talking about? I think that's the closest like y'all got to like seeing that. Because I feel like if we were to be like, oh, I'm gonna play tit for tat and start liking a dude's pictures, y'all would never see that, because what are the chances that some oiled up naked man pop up on y'all timeline?
So real quick,
it's not the same.
I don't even follow those pages. I don't see the point. I don't even know the girl.
So you just got the girls bookmarked?
No, not even. It's not. Look, we live in Atlanta. Let's be honest. I can walk outside and see some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
So algorithms would just
it's not that serious.
I don't look it up, but I see it. Like I could just be on IG and then they pop it up.
The only time I'm gonna see it is if the homies like put one in the group chat and I'm gonna see it. I'm not gonna like it though. Like I said, I don't know the girl. I probably never meet her.
I follow a bunch of stretching and working out stuff, and those girls, I mean, they're very flexible. Yeah. But they pop up everywhere all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time. You don't have to look for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think y'all get the same hurt.
What you
Because
mean?
you would never see me liking
No,
something
look,
like
look,
that.
I ain't gonna lie.
So your feelings aren't gonna be embarrassed. It's not
I'm not-
like your
I'm not
dude's
gonna
gonna be
lie.
like, yo, I saw
But see,
Ashley
that's another,
liking this dick.
that's another reason, and that's another reason why I don't do it, because I know
Right.
that whoever I'm dealing with, they be upset by it. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh yeah, that's fucked up, or you know what I'm saying?
So you think him liking the pictures is wrong? You
Yeah,
shouldn't like
you-
or follow those
if
people?
you're in a relationship with your girl, you following some random girl, you don't even know, you liking her pictures, you kind of you violating. Because that, let me imagine, I'm with my girl, she out here liking some random nigga pics, and like you said, he got a print, whatever. I'm gonna be pissed.
I mean, but wouldn't that kind of be the same thing as watching porn? Because you're watching two people have sex that you don't know, and one's a picture,
But we
one's
fucking like 5 times, you know what I'm saying? 5 times a week. Like, I'm not tripping. Like, I'm getting my nut off 5 times a week. We straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight, like, for real.
I mean, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have to watch porn we fucking 5 times a week.
I would prefer that a man does not like those pictures if it's
So
my man.
So the pictures are okay, but the porn
No. I would prefer that you do not
do the
embarrass
porn or
me
the
on
picture.
the internet
because
She's talking about
and
it's
like
public.
those pictures,
Because it's
or
public.
follow
Okay.
those people. But I mean, porn. I mean, they're professionals. I'm not doing a lot of that, so yeah, have fun,
Interesting.
dream away.
Yeah.
But I don't think the picture should be okay. But what should she do?
I mean, the mature thing is just have a discussion about it.
Yeah,
You know what I
honestly,
mean? If
yeah,
it's
I was about to
bothering
say,
her,
you
and she
have to
says,
talk about that shit.
if she's like, okay, you know, I'm okay with you watching porn, but I'm not okay with you liking these random
I
pictures
feel like,
on IG.
do you know
then-
how petty I would be? Like, babe, I'm fucking you 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Word.
What are you doing?
That might not be enough for him, though.
Yeah, that's
Clearly.
what I say. He seems like he has
He's
a
a
really,
freak.
really high sex
You know what I'm
drive.
saying?
My question would be on the days that he's watching porn, is that your off days? Because
That's
if you're
crazy.
if you're doing it 4 to 5 days a week, like is that
So
because
not
you
go,
need a
you just
break?
nothing straight ghost like the whole time. Like you ain't got no kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You
Word.
ain't got no, you just dusting at this
Yeah,
point.
that's wild.
So you
4 to
think
5
he's
times
in
a
the
week.
wrong? It
With,
sounds like as a woman she's doing
They need to have
her
a
womanly
conversation.
duties.
yeah, they need to have,
conversation.
yeah, and it
'Cause
does
his
seem
drive,
like that.
his drive might be way up. Like the nigga might need like 10 times a week type shit.
yeah.
10 times a week.
I had homies say, bro, I need to get mine off like 15 times a week. I said, bro, you got, I don't know, bro.
15 times a week. That's a minimum, 5 days a week, 3 times a day?
2 times, 3 times a day type shit. Like,
So I wonder if she would be open to having more sex with him, does she feel like 4 to 5 times
If
is
she's saying
enough?
4 to 5 times a week, I would assume that she means days. I don't think, because like I'm thinking about
So they
my
doing even
conversations
more?
with my homegirls. I don't think like
I mean, yeah, if you got rounds,
if you're having
you know,
sex
rounds,
like
yeah. Damn,
3
that's-
times in one day, I don't think
That's crazy.
they count that as 3
Oh,
encounters.
okay, I got you.
So
No, that
I
makes
think that's
sense.
days. So she's fucking this man 4 to 5 days a week.
Yeah, if it's days.
see, like,
then
he a
that's-
freak. I mean, he a freak.
Yeah,
you
nah.
dealing with a freak, shorty. Like,
Yeah.
I'd
gotta
probably
have
let
time-
him watch the porn.
it's
She
time
need
to
a
have a
break.
conversation. Yeah,
She
I
need a
mean,
break.
Mama need a break.
gotta have a convo. Figure out what you know what I'm saying, what's going on.
Yeah, no, yeah, have a discussion about
That's
that.
all you
for
got. That's
sure.
all you can do. Shit.
100%.
Damn. Telling you,
About
bro.
time.
He's
That's
just
a
really
lot.
out here struggling.
Gotta be. Shit.
It's just
Got
poor
to
him.
For him.
Yeah,
Poor
brother.
little thing.
You might need therapy. Straight up.
Not
bro.
therapy.
Yeah,
You think you got the
something,
Tiger Woods issue?
Damn, yeah, Tiger was going crazy, bro. But you look at Tiger, you know, he was just trying to get that shit out he didn't get when he was younger. You feel me? That's all it was. A lot of niggas do that. You know what I'm saying? Get to a certain age, get that money, get all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta let it out, bro. It's
Yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's game time. For
It's
real.
game time.
That's wild.
You feel me? You done met a bunch of niggas like that. Oh yeah, you know how you was back in the day. Now you just get your shit out. Okay.
Wow.
You feel me?
So it sounds like she just needs to have a conversation.
Yeah,
That would be
absolutely.
the
That's the
mature
first
thing about it. Yeah,
I can't say leave, buddy. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like he a freak and she don't even know it for real. So
But I feel like be firm in your boundaries. Like if it's a definite like no for you, you need to say like I'm not comfortable with that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah.
But I would take the days off.
So I wonder if it's been that consistent throughout their entire. It's been like that throughout their entire 2 years. Like they've been having.
I'm
consistent
assuming based on the way
sex.
she said it.
Okay.
or wrote it.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't
Good
know.
luck.
Yeah, you have to have a conversation about that.
Good luck, buddy. You know what I'm saying? We hope you have I don't know. You need to go to therapy, bro. Talk to your girl. Your girl need to talk to you, though. Honestly. But that was today's episode of The Bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, next week we have something special for y'all. A little bit off the wall, you feel me? Yeah, it might get a little crazy, but it is what it is.
I'm excited.
It is your boy Kels. You can follow me at NUE.KLY on IG, TikTok, whatever you want to do. It don't really matter. Follow the production. Nostalgia UNT, and follow the show, The Bridge ATL _. We're going to kick it over.
You can follow me at ashley.cougar on IG and at cougar on TikTok.
With the K.
Yes, KOUGHEI.
You can follow me at JAMVP24 on IG, Facebook, Jeremy Marshall. I'm on social media, not really, but come check it out.
For sure. And we'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Bye.